Shabbat Shalom. Well, I am getting a late start on reading tonight, so let's go ahead and just get started. Today's Torah portion is Vayikra, means and he called, and it's going to be starting in Leviticus 1:1. We're going to read through chapter 6, verse 7. That's going to start on page 104 in the scriptures, of course. You know me. Then we'll go to Isaiah chapter 43, verse 21, and we'll read through 44, verse 23. That'll begin on page 448. And then Hebrews 10, verses 1 to 22, and that's going to start on page 1173. Today is March the 21st, or the 3rd of Nisan. So, you know, we're getting really close to Passover, and I love Passover. But let's get into the Word. Oh, and excuse my yawn. It's a busy day, and I just took some extra time to relax and recoup and just spend some time with the Father. And yeah, so let's get started in Leviticus 1:1 on page 104. And Yahweh called Moshe and spoke to him from the tent of appointment, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when any one of you brings an offering to Yahweh, you bring your offering of the livestock, of the herds, or of the flock. If his offering is an ascending offering of the herd, let him bring a male, a perfect one. Let him bring it at the door of the tent of appointment for his acceptance before Yahweh. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the ascending offering, and it shall be accepted on the behalf to make atonement for him. And he shall slay the bull before Yahweh, and the sons of Aharon the priests shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood all around the slaughter place which is at the door of the tent of appointment. And he shall skin the ascending offering and cut it into pieces. And the sons of Aharon the priest shall put fire on the slaughter place and lay the wood in order on the fire. And the sons of Aharon the priest shall arrange the pieces with the head and the fat on the tail, which is on the fire on the slaughter place. But the entrails and its legs he washes with water. And the priest shall burn all of it on the slaughter place as an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And if his offering is from the flock, from the sheep, or from the goats, as an ascending offering, let him bring a male, a perfect one, and he shall slay it on the north side of the slaughter place before Yahweh. And the sons of Aharon the priests shall sprinkle its blood on the slaughter place all around. And he shall cut it into pieces with its head and its fat, and the priest shall arrange them on the wood which is on the fire on the slaughter place. But the entrails and the legs he washes with water, and the priest shall bring it all and burn it on the slaughter place. It is an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And if the ascending offering of his offerings to Yahweh is a bird, then he shall bring the offering of turtle doves or young pigeons, and the priest shall bring it to the slaughter place, and shall wring off its head, and burn it on the slaughter place, and its blood shall be drained out of the side of the slaughter place. And he shall remove the crop from its feathers, and throw it beside the slaughter place on the east side. into the place for ashes. And he shall split it at its wings, but not sever it. And the priest shall burn it on the slaughter place, on the wood that is on the fire. It is an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And when anyone brings a grain offering to Yahweh, his offering is to be of fine flour. And he shall pour oil on it, and put frankincense on it. And he shall bring it to the sons of Aharon, the priests. And he shall take from it his hand filled with fine flour and oil and all the frankincense. And the priests shall burn it as a remembrance portion on the slaughter place, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And the rest of the grain offering is for Aharon and his sons, most set apart of the offerings by Yahweh, to Yahweh by fire. And when you bring as an offering a grain offering baked in the oven, it is of unleavened cakes, of fine flour mixed with oil, or unleavened thin cakes anointed with oil. But if your offering is a grain offering on the griddle, it is of fine flour, unleavened, mixed with oil. Divide it into bits and pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. And if your offering is a grain offering in a stewing pot, it is made of fine flour with oil. And you shall bring to Yahweh the grain offering that is made of these, and shall present it to the priests, and he shall bring it to the slaughter place. And the priest shall take from the grain offering a remembrance portion, and burn it on the slaughter place, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And the rest of the grain offering is for Aharon and his sons, most set apart of the offerings to Yahweh made by fire. No grain offering which you bring to Yahweh is made with leaven, for you do not burn any leaven or any honey in any offering to Yahweh made by fire. Bring them to Yahweh as an offering of the first fruits, but they are not burned on the slaughter place for a sweet fragrance. And season with salt every offering of your grain offerings, and do not allow the salt of the covenant of your Elohim to be lacking from your grain offering. With all your offerings, bring salt. And if you bring a grain offering of your first fruits to Yahweh, bring for the grain offering of your first fruits green heads of grain roasted on the fire, crushed heads of new grain. And you shall put oil on it and lay frankincense on it. It is a grain offering. And the priest shall burn the remembrance portion from its crushed grain and from its oil with all the frankincense, an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And if that which is presented as a slaughtering of peace offerings, if he is bringing it of the herd, whether male or female, he brings a perfect one before Yahweh. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the offering and slay it at the door of the tent of appointment. And the sons of Aharon, the priests, shall sprinkle the blood on the slaughter place all around. And from the slaughtering of peace offerings he shall bring a fire offering to Yahweh, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys. And the sons of Aharon shall burn it on the slaughter place upon the ascending offering, which is on the wood, which is on the fire, as an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And if that which is present is from the flock, for a slaughtering of a peace offering to Yahweh, male or female, he brings a perfect one. If he is bringing a lamb as his offering, then he shall bring it before Yahweh, and shall lay his hand on the head of his offering, and slay it in front of the tent of appointment. And the sons of Aharon shall sprinkle its blood on the slaughter place round about. And from the slaughtering of peace offerings he shall bring near, as a fire offering to Yahweh, its fat, and all the fat tail which he removes close to the backbone, and the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the loin, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place as food, an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And if his offering is a goat, then he shall bring it before Yahweh, and shall lay his hand on its head, and slay it before the tent of appointment. And the sons of Aharon shall sprinkle its blood on the slaughter place all around, and from it he shall bring forth his offering, as an offering made by fire to Yahweh, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which is removed with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place as food, an offering made by fire for a sweet fragrance. All the fat belongs to Yahweh, an everlasting law throughout your generations and all your dwellings. You do not eat any fat or any blood. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, When a being sins by mistake against any of the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall do any of them, if the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, then he shall bring to Yahweh for his sin offering which he has sinned, a young bull, a perfect one, as a sin offering. And he shall bring the bull to the door of the tent of appointments before Yahweh, and shall lay his hands on the bull's head, and slay the bull before Yahweh. And the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and bring it to the tent of appointment. And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood, and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times before Yahweh, in front of the veil of the set-apart place. And the priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the slaughter place of sweet incense before Yahweh, which is in the tent of appointment, and pour all of the blood of the bull at the base of the slaughter place of the ascending offering, which is at the door of the tent of appointment. Then he takes all the fat of the bull as the sin offering, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat which is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys, as it was taken from the bull of the slaughter of peace offering. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place of the ascending offering. And the skin of the bull and all its flesh, with its head and legs, its entrails and dung, all of the bull, he shall bring outside the camp to a clean place, where the ashes are poured out, and burn it on wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out, it is burned. And if the entire congregation of Israel strays by mistake, then the matter has been hidden from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done against any of the commands of Yahweh which are not to be done, and shall be guilty. When the sin offering which they have sinned becomes known, then the assembly shall bring the young bull for the sin, and bring it before the tent of appointment. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands on the head of the bull before Yahweh, and the bull shall be slain before Yahweh. And the anointed priest shall bring some of the bull's blood to the tent of appointment, and the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before Yahweh in front of the veil, and put some of the blood on the horns of the slaughter place, which is before Yahweh, which is in the tent of appointment, and pour all the blood of the base at the base of the slaughter place of ascending offering, which is at the door of the tent of appointment. Then he takes all the fat from it and shall burn it on the slaughter place. And he shall do with the bull as he did with the bull of the sin offering. So shall he do it. And the priest shall make atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them. And he shall bring the bull outside the camp and burn it as he burned the first bull. It is a sin offering for the assembly. When a ruler sins and by mistake has done against any of the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty, or if he sins, which he has sinned is made known to him, then he shall bring as his offering a buck of the goats, a male, a perfect one. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the goat, and slay it at the place where they slay the ascending offerings before Yahweh. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and shall put it on the horns of the slaughter place of ascending offerings, and pour its blood at the base of the offering place of ascending offerings, and shall burn all its fat on the slaughter place, like the fat of the slaughterings of the peace offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him for his sin, and he shall be forgiven him. And if any being of the people of the land sin by mistake, by doing against any of the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty, or if his sin, which he has sinned, shall be made known to him, then he shall bring as his offering a female goat, a perfect one, for his sin which he has sinned. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering, and slay the sin offering at the place of the ascending offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood with his finger, and shall put it on the horns of the slaughter place of ascending offerings, and pour all the blood at the base of the slaughter place. Then remove all the fat, as fat is removed from the slaughtering of the peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it on the slaughter place for the sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he brings a lamb as his sin offering, he brings a female, a perfect one, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering, and slay it as a sin offering at the place where they slay the ascending offerings. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and shall put it on the horn of the slaughter place of ascending offering, and pour all the blood at the base of the slaughter place. Then he removes all its fat, as the fat of the lamb is removed from the slaughtering of the peace offering. And the priest shall burn it on the slaughter place, according to the fire offerings of Yahweh. So the priest shall make atonement for his sin that he has sinned, and he shall be forgiven him. And when a being sins in that he has heard the voice of swearing, or is a witness, or has seen, or has known, but does not reveal it, he shall bear his crookedness. Or when a being touches any unclean matter, or the carcass of an unclean beast, or the carcass of an unclean livestock, or the carcass of unclean creeping creatures, and it has been hidden from him, he is unclean and guilty. Or when he touches uncleanness of man, any of his uncleanness by which he is unclean, and if it has been hidden from him, then he shall know it, then he shall be guilty. Or when a being swears, speaking rashly with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatever it is, that a man swears rashly with an oath, and it has been hidden from him, when he shall know it, then he shall be guilty of one of these. And it shall be, when he is guilty of one of these, that he shall confess that in which he has sinned. And he shall bring his guilt offering to Yahweh for his sin which he has sinned, a female from the flock, a lamb, or a female goat as a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him for his sin. And if he is unable to bring a lamb, then he shall bring to Yahweh, he who has sinned, 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, one for a sin offering and the other for an ascending offering. And he shall bring them to the priest, who shall bring near that which is for the sin offering first, and nib off its head from its neck, but not sever it. And he shall sprinkle some of the blood of the sin offering on the side of the slaughter place, and the rest of the blood shall be drained out at the base of the slaughter place. It is a sin offering. And he shall prepare the second as an ascending offering according to the right ruling, and the priest shall make atonement for him for his sin which he has sinned, and it shall be forgiven him. But if he is unable to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he who sinned shall bring for his offering 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a sin offering. He puts no oil on it, nor does he put any frankincense on it, for it is a sin offering. And he shall bring it to the priests, and the priest shall take his hand, filled with it as a remembrance portion, and burn it on the slaughter place according to the offerings made by fire to Yahweh. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him, for he has sinned in any of these, and it shall be forgiven him. And it shall be the priest's, like a grain offering. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, when a being commits a trespass and has sinned by mistake against the set apart place, against the set apart matters of Yahweh, then he shall bring to Yahweh as his guilt offering a ram, a perfect one from the flock, with your valuation in shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the set apart place, as a guilt offering. And he shall make good for the sin that he has done against that which is set apart. And he shall add 1/5 to it, and give it to the priests. And the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering, and it shall be forgiven him. And when any being sins and has done what is not to be done against any of the commands of Yahweh, though he knew it not, yet he shall be guilty and shall bear his crookedness. Then he shall bring to the priest a ram, a perfect one from the flock, with your valuation as a guilt offering. And the priest shall make atonement for this mistake that he committed unintentionally, for he did not know it, and it shall be forgiven him. It is a guilt offering. He was truly guilty before Yahweh. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, when any being sins and commits a trespass against Yahweh, he has lied to his neighbor about a deposit, or about a pledge, or about a robbery, or shall extort from his neighbor, or has found what was lost, and has lied concerning it, or did swear falsely, so that he sinned in regard to any one of these that a man does, then it shall be when he sins, he shall be guilty, that he shall return what he took by robbery, or what he has extorted, or the deposit which was deposited with him, or the lost item which he found, or all that about which he swore falsely. He shall repay its total value, add 1/5 more to it, and give it to whom it belongs on the day of his guilt offering. Then he brings the guilt offering to Yahweh, a lamb, a perfect one from the flock, with your valuation, as a guilt offering to the priests. Now we're going on to Isaiah chapter 43, starting in verse 21. And that's on page 448. This, my people, I have formed for myself. Let them relate my praise. But you have not called on me, O Yaakov, for you have been weary of me, O Israel. You have not brought me the sheep for your ascending offerings, nor have you esteemed me with your slaughterings. I have not caused you to serve with grain offerings, nor wearied you with incense. You have not brought me sweet cane with silver, nor have you satisfied me with the fat of your slaughterings. You have only burdened me with your sins. You have wearied me with your crookedness. I am he who blots out your transgressions for my own sake, and remember your sins no more. Remind me, let me enter into judgment together. Relate that you might be declared right. Your first father sinned, and your interpreters have transgressed against me. So I have profaned the chief ones of the set apart place, and I have delivered up Yaakov to his curse, and Israel to scorn. But now, hear, O Israel, my servant, O Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus said Yahweh, who made you and formed you from the womb, who helped you. Do not fear, O Yaakov, my servant, and Yisrael, whom I have chosen. For I pour water on the thirsty and floods on the dry ground. I pour my spirit on your seed and my blessings on your offspring. And they shall spring up among the grass like willows by streams of water. One says, I belong to Yahweh. Another calls himself by the name of Yaakov. Another writes with his hand, unto Yahweh, and names himself by the name of Israel. Thus said Yahweh, sovereign of Israel, and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last. Besides me, there is no Elohim. And who is like me? Let him call and declare it, and lay it before me, since I appointed the everlasting people, and the events that are coming, and those that do come. Let them declare these to them. Do not fear, nor be afraid. Have I not since made you hear and declared it? You are my witnesses. Is there an Elohim besides me? There is no other rock. I know not one. Those who make an idol, all of them are emptiness, and their delights do not profit. And are their own witnesses. They neither see nor know, so that they are put to shame. Who would form a mighty one cast an idol that is of no value? See, all his companions are ashamed, and the workmen, they are but men. Let them all be gathered together. Let them stand up. Let them fear. Let them be put to shame altogether. The craftsman of iron with the tools works one with the coals, and fashions it with hammers, and works it with the strength of their arms. Even so, he shall be hungry and has no strength. He drinks no water and is weary. The carpenter stretches out his rule. He outlines it with chalk. He fashions it with a plane, and he outlines it with his compass, and makes it like the figure of a man, according to the comeliness of a man, to remain in the house. He cuts down cedars for himself, and takes cypress and oak, which he raised among the trees of the forest. He has planted a pine, and the rain nourishes it. And it shall be for a man to burn, for he takes some of it and warms himself. He also kindles it, and shall bake bread. He also makes a mighty one, and bows himself to it, has made it a carved image, and falls down before it. Half of it he shall burn in the fire. With this half he eats meat. He roasts a roast and is satisfied. He also warms himself and says, "Ah, I am warm. I have seen the fire." And the rest of it he makes into a mighty one, his carved image. He falls down before it and worships, prays to it, and says, "Deliver me, for you are my mighty one." They do not know nor understand, for he has smeared their eyes from seeing and their hearts from understanding. And no one recalls it to his heart, nor is there knowledge nor understanding to say, "I have burned half of it in the fire, and I have also baked bread on its coals. I have roasted meat and eaten it, and shall I make the rest of it an abomination? Should I fall down before a log of wood? Feeding on ashes, a deceived heart turns him aside, and he does not deliver his being, nor says, "Is there not a lie in my right hand?" Remember these matters, O Yaakov and Israel, for you are my servant. I have formed you and you are my servant, O Israel. Do not forget me. I shall wipe out your transgressions like a cloud and your sins like a mist. Return to me, for I shall redeem you. Sing, O heavens, for Yahweh shall do it. Shout, O depths of the earth. Break forth into singing, O mountains, forests, and every tree in it. For Yahweh shall redeem Yaakov and make himself clear in Israel. Okay. Now we're going to move to Hebrews chapter 10, verses 1 through 22. Man, I think on that, and those verses in Isaiah toward the end hold so much power, especially for someone that comes from abuse, because we always see ourselves as lacking. But just like Israel, just like Jacob, he longs to have us back. He longs for us to embrace him. Even in our pain, he's there. We just have to reach out. I am so thankful that he allowed me to find him. I'm so thankful that he allowed me to see the truth of who he is. Okay, Hebrews 10, verses 1 through 22. It's going to be on 1173. For the Torah, having a shadow of the good matters to come, and not the image itself of the matters, was never able to make perfect those who draw near with the same slaughter offerings which they offer continually year by year. Otherwise they would not have ceased to be offered. Would they not cease to be offered? Because those who served, once cleaned, would have had no more consciousness of sin. But in those offerings is a reminder of sin year by year. For it is impossible for blood of bulls and goats to take away sins. Therefore come into the world, he says, slaughterings and meal offerings you do not desire, but a body you have prepared for me. In ascending offerings and offerings for sin you did not delight. Then I said, see, I come. In the roll of the book it has been written concerning me, to do your desire, O Elohim, saying above, slaughters and meal offerings and ascending offerings and offerings for sin you did not desire, nor delighted in, which are offered according to the Torah. And then he said, see, I come to do your desire, O Elohim. He takes away the first to establish the second. By that desire we have been set apart through the offering of the body of Yeshua, Messiah, once and for all. And indeed, every priest stands day by day doing service and repeatedly offering the same slaughter offerings, which are never able to take away sins. But he, having offered one slaughter offering for sin for all time, sat down at the right hand of Elohim, waiting from that time onward until his enemies are made a footstool for his feet. For by one offering he has perfected for all time those who are being set apart. And the set apart Spirit also witnesses to us, for after having said before, "This is the covenant that I shall make with them after those days," says Yahweh, "giving my laws into their hearts, and in their minds I shall write them. Their sins and their lawlessness I shall remember no more." Now, where there is forgiveness of these, there is no longer a slaughter offering for sin. So, brothers, having boldness to enter into the set apart place by the blood of Yeshua, by a new and living way which he instituted for us through the veil that is his flesh. And having a high priest over the house of Elohim, let us draw near with a true heart in completeness of belief, having our hearts sprinkled from the wicked conscience and our bodies washed with clean water. And that is our Torah portion for this week. Thank you so much for coming and watching. If you haven't gotten a notice on it, I've started doing some of the stories that I've been writing about my life, and I've posted them in a section called The Light at the End of the Trauma. It's just stories from my past, some of the things that molded me into who I am. You know, I'm learning how to change my perspective on the things that happened to me. You know, my family walked away from me at a young age. I could look at it as rejection, or I could look at it as God's way of molding me into who he needed me to be in this moment, right now. He created me to be somebody who can stand strong. He created me to be somebody who can write about all of these situations, turmoils, troubles, and hopefully bring new perspective to them and create a safe haven for people to come who are also dealing with this, and they're on their own journey of healing and strength and finding who they are and finding who Yahweh created them to be. Have a blessed week. Shabbat Shalom.